Hello everybody and welcome back to Expert Examiner IELTS. My name is Glyn and in this video we have another practice speaking test. This one is with James from Vietnam. Enjoy! Good afternoon, my name is Glyn. Would you please tell me your full name?
Good evening from Vietnam. My name is Võ Hoàng Huy. That's my full name, but you can actually call me James for short.
Okay, thank you, James. Now, in this first part of the test, I'm going to ask you some questions about yourself. Do you work or do you study?
Currently, I'm not working anymore and focusing on my IELTS test, for my license to be like an English speaking tour guide. So yeah.
And do you work as a tour guide at the moment?
Nope, I'm not working anymore. I'm
Okay,
taking a gap year to focus on my IELTS exam.
And how long have you been preparing for IELTS?
So I quit my job about in January. So it has been like 7 months already. And I took like around 3 months to travel around the country, and I have been preparing the test for in about like 4 months. Yeah.
And what do you enjoy about preparing for this test?
First of all, I have like an opportunity to go to the cafe. That is a good reason to go to the cafe. Just to sit down and study and enjoy a cup of coffee. So that is like the thing I enjoy the most when I prepare for my test.
And what are you planning to do when you finish this preparation?
So first of all, I'm gonna get like a a high score in the IELTS test first, and then I'm gonna apply it into the tourism department in Ho Chi Minh City, and then get the license to be an official tour guide. And after that, I'm gonna work.
Okay, thank you. Let's talk about having fun. What do you usually do to have fun?
Um, so I enjoy football. I enjoy playing football. So whenever I finish my study, it is usually around 5 p.m. in the evening. I'm gonna pack everything up and then go to the beach, and then I play football, with the people around the beach, and then yeah, that is when I can kind of like escape the reality and enjoy and get into the flow to
Thank
play
you.
football. So yeah.
And is it easier for you to have fun alone or with other people?
I think, like as a footballer myself, I think like, having fun with the other people is like the most important thing, because like, we are social animals, right? So being able to socialize and, do that kind of activity that you like with the other people is very like essential for your health, especially your mental health. So my answer
And
is yes.
thank you. When did you last go out and have fun with some friends?
You mean my actual friends? So the last time, when I went out and had fun with my friend was like, a week ago, right? So it was like a rainy day, and I just, I thought that, I just needed some beers, and then, I picked up the phone, called my friend, and then we had some beers, while watching, like while, looking at the rain. It was kind of
Thank,
like,
thank you.
enjoyable.
Let's talk about humor now. What kind of things make you laugh?
Definitely like the stand-up comedy. I love watching stand-up comedy, especially about like about the US, the American comedians. So they talk a lot about the culture, and I find that like the American culture is really different from the Vietnamese culture. And I sometimes I if I find that I can't understand their jokes or their talks, oh,
Thank
I
you.
will laugh like,
And are
yeah, a
you good
lot.
at telling jokes?
Um, yeah, I think like I'm a comedian myself. I'm a kind of like comedian myself. Because like so a lot I got a lot of feedbacks from my tourists that I'm very funny. And as a tour guide, you need to be funny. You need to be engaged with your tourist as well. So I think like, yeah, I don't think that I'm a funny person, but the others think that I'm a funny person.
And
So it depends.
do you like sharing memes with your friends?
Memes? Yes, I have a friend, who loves memes as well. And yeah, so that is our daily habit, like whenever I see a meme, a good meme, of course, I definitely think about him first. And whenever he sees like a meme as well, a good meme or sometimes very bad memes, he also shares to me.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you. All right, so in this next part of the test, I'm going to give you a topic, and I would like you to speak about this topic for 1 to 2 minutes. But before that, you'll have 1 minute to prepare for your talk, and you may take notes if you wish. Do you understand?
Yeah, I got it.
Mhm. I will now share your topic on my screen. Can you
Yep,
see
I
the
can see it.
topic?
I can see it clearly.
Mhm. I'd like you to describe a time when the weather stopped you from doing something. Your 1 minute of preparation time starts now. Okay, so that's the end of your preparation time. To remind you, you'll have between 1 and 2 minutes to give your talk, and I'll let you know when the time is up. Can you start speaking now, please?
Okay. So, um, so the time, when the weather stopped me from doing something was like about a week ago. So I remember, that is when I was playing football with my friends, and we were having a ton of like good laps, and suddenly it started to rain. And we actually did try to keep it moving, keep the ball moving, but the ground was so slippery, and I actually got slipped, and then we had to stop it. It was like it was really disappointing, because like we were having a lot of like good laughs, a lot of fun, and we wanted to keep it engaged, we want to keep it moving, but the rain stopped us from doing what we love. So yeah, it was a very heavy rain, and after that, we changed the plan, instead of playing football, we actually went into a bar, and then we had like some cocktails and talked about the things that we have experienced lately. And um the situation is not that bad, but because that we were so like we were so engaged in the match, and then we had to stop it, for no reason. And yeah, that was, in total, it was very very disappointing for all of us. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. All right, so sorry about the background noise. So you've been talking about this time when the weather stopped you from playing football. Let's talk about the weather a little more now. Do you think the weather can influence people's moods?
Uh, so personally, I think it does. It does like influence the people's mood, sometimes. So whenever I have a bad, like, it is also related to the weather as well. So, whenever it is sunny at the outside, I usually feel like, positive, and I usually like feel like, motivated. But, when it rains, my body just feels like it doesn't want to do anything. Yeah. So I think it does affect the people moods.
And why do some people dislike hot and sunny weather?
Um, I think it depends, right? So so my hometown and my country as well. So it's like a tropical country. So we do actually enjoy the heat, and I don't like the cold at all. But some people, I think they were born in the very cold countries, and then when they travel into the hot country like Vietnam, they cannot sustain the heat, and they will start to feel like, oh, it is not the weather is not like made for them. So I think it depends on kind of people, that lives
Thank you.
in.
And many people really like snowy weather. And why do some people like snowy weather?
I think so for me, right? I think it depends on your curiosity. So so I was born in Vietnam and I have never seen any snow in my life. And if I have a chance to go to the snowy area, like to the country that has snow, the first thing I want to see is like snow, and I want to make like the snow angel. So it depends on the curiosity of the people.
Mhm. Now, a lot of people use the weather as a common topic for small talk. And why do people talk about the weather for small talk?
I think it is because it is a small talk, right? So weather is kind of like the very like common topic, right? You can have a chat with your we can have a chat with your friend in a cafe, and you say like, hey, yesterday the weather was so bad, and I didn't feel like doing anything. So the weather is just like a stepping stone, for a bigger chat. So that's why they usually engage, they start the conversation with the weather, like a stepping
Mhm.
stone.
And let's talk a bit more about small talk then. And what are some other common topics for small talk?
Um, I think so for the young generation like me, I think we usually talk about games, video games, about sports or something like that, right? And um, what did you say again? I didn't remember the question.
Yeah, what are some other topics that people use to talk about to make small talk?
I think it. So for me, it is about like video games, sports, especially MMA. I love MMA as well. So I usually like use MMA topic to talk with my friends who are also like interested in fighting sports.
Mhm. In what situations do people usually make small talk?
I think whenever you go to a cafe, or whenever you have like a free time, and when you see your friend, when your friend is at your house, I think that is when you start to talk with your friend, about to have a small chat.
And is small talk only done between friends, or can it be done between strangers?
I think it could be done, with the strangers. So I think myself, I am very like sociable. So whenever I go to the beach, and when I see like somebody, walking, with me, I usually have a small chat with them. And sometimes they reply, and sometimes they don't. But that, whenever they don't, it doesn't affect me at all. I will keep like continuing.
Mhm. Now, some people say that small talk is a complete waste of time. What do you think?
I don't think so. So small talk, like human beings, right? We are social animals. So I think like having a small chat is like when you are socializing, and socializing is actually good for your mental health and your well-being. So having a small chat for me is like it is very like ideal for your um mental health.
Okay, thank you. That is the end of the test. All right, so I hope you enjoyed this practice speaking test with James. Remember, if you'd like to have your own free practice speaking test with feedback, join one of my groups. I'm on Facebook and Telegram. James found this opportunity through my Facebook group. Yeah, I also do IELTS writing checks. All candidates for the free tests are chosen at random, always completely at random. If you'd like to avoid the randomization process and would like to pay for a speaking test, check out my website, expertexaminer.com, where you can find a full price list of all of my services. Links to everything can be found in the description. My feedback video will go up tomorrow, where I'll give feedback, comments, and marks for this candidate. In the meantime, feel free to drop in the comment section what score you think the candidate deserves for this performance. More videos from me coming soon, but for now, bye bye.